And what? All right, all right, all right. I'm live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth. And what? Come on in tonight. We got a great discussion, tonight. As always, people, it's nothing new, nothing new, nothing new. I need you guys to do me a favor, those of you that's coming in right now. Um, make sure, Christelle, make sure that you share the video. I tell you, live, uncut, unedited. I'm telling you, this is truth. I'm here, live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, tell the truth, and shame the devil. We're here, we're here, we're here. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Mm-hmm. Come on in, people. Come on in. This is what we tell the truth and shame the devil. Christina. All right. What's up, D? You off Saturday? Okay. Had to keep it with me. Yeah. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, people. Live, uncut, unedited. All right. Martin. All right. King Nicole. What's going on? Phoenicia Smith. What's going on? All right, people. Y'all make sure y'all tag somebody. Do that favor for me. Tag and share. Tag and share. Because y'all know y'all got folks watching. Yeah, they're watching. They're watching. And we want to give them a show, too. A good show with facts and truth and all that. What's up, Jazz? I see you. Okay. I see you in the house. I see you, Jazz. I see you in the house. This is gonna be a great show, especially for our younger people, because I got a question actually to ask today, and it was two teenagers, one male and one female. They both were teenagers, and they were breaking in a lady's house, not a house, a car. That bust out her window, and she shot him. So, what's your thoughts about it? Do you think she was right? Do you think she was wrong? And that's what I want to know. This is going to be a great discussion. Again, let me put the number up there. And I don't listen. I don't need no long sermon. And y'all just come and tell me what it is now when you call in. Because, you know, we got to get a lot of people in, because a lot of people going to have to comment on that. I want some new callers today. Because a 13 to 14-year-old female was breaking inside an armed security guard lady, breaking inside of her car. They burst her window, and she shot the female. So what is y'all thoughts about that? Was she right or was she wrong? Was it justified? What do you think? Come on now. For those of you that probably have teenagers at home, you'll probably be thinking some kind of way. And a lot of us, we're fed up with the teenagers taking over, doing things and being disobedient. So it's going to be a good argument, a good argument. We're definitely going to see. So, guys, make sure you call in 872-299-0808. Yeah, come on in. This is going to be a great discussion. I got my favorite caller in tonight. Lord have mercy, 900. Lord have mercy. Y'all know she going to go crazy. Oh, Lord. Nisha Taylor, what's going on? Yeah. It's made for you all. Get this right up your alley. I already know. What's up, Brother Lewis Ramey? Yeah. Where was you at last night when we had the did you tune in? We had the Christina. Okay. We had the credit repair on last night. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. It was a great show last night. Okay. It was a great actually, it was a great show. All right. Listen, people, come on in. They're like, hey, listen, y'all chiming. Listen, let me put it up on the screen. Now, listen. Now you can go read the article before you comment on it now, young lady, because you know you love to comment. You see that article said 2 teens charged after a woman shot one of them while they were trying to steal her car. Chicago police. Go look that up. I'm going to put it on the screen while you're waiting in the chat. And you hear me 900? Oh yeah, just go because I'm going to read it. It's amazing. And man, it said 2 teens are facing felony charges after police said a woman shot one of them while they were trying to steal her car Tuesday morning in the South Chicago neighborhood. Now, the police said around 7:50 a.m., this in the morning, Tuesday, a woman saw a 13-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy trying to steal her Kia SUV in the 8200 block of South Commercial Avenue. The woman shot the girl in the right shoulder. The girl was taken to Comer's Children's Hospital where her condition was stabilized. On Wednesday, the police said both teens were charged with one felony account of attempt possession of a stolen vehicle and one misdemeanor count of a criminal property damage. Michelle Thorpe, the sister of the woman who shot the girl, said that the woman works as a security guard. They got card on that, but it meant guard, and has a valid firearm owner's identification card. Wow. She said, I'm mad just my sister is this type of situation. Man, my sister is in this type of situation. Thorpe said she added her sister. She added her sister, caught 2 young kids stealing her car, breaking into her car, and they bust the window out. She said her sister acted in self-defense when she fired her gun and grazed the 13-year-old girl. They need to be in school. Thorpe said of the 2 teens, they should have been in school. The police took the car in question. Thorpe said, adding it was the 3rd time her sister dealt with people trying to break into her car. She's scared. She's a scared mom who's constantly getting broken in, Thorpe said. Court information of 2 teens was not available Wednesday morning. Now, I need some callers, people. Y'all call in. This is deep. This is super deep. This is deep. Okay, not yet. I'm going to get a few more. Let me see how many people on here yet. Okay, we need some more people. Come on here. Come on in. This is live, uncut, unedited. It's going to be a great discussion. Great discussion. Let me see what you guys saying in the comments. I love shit. Yeah. Somebody said she was right. Hey, Martin G, everyone. Hey, Ruthie. All right. Somebody said what she, Renee, justified in my ass. Man, y'all, I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I'm kind of on the fence on this one, though. Y'all, you going to shoot somebody over a piece of, I don't know. Her car has been stolen 3 times. Oh, that's crazy. Come on, 900. Let's start it off. Come on, 900. Hold on, 900. Somebody said they couldn't see you. Let me just make sure my I might not have set my settings right. Hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. They can't hear you. I'm sorry. Start all over 900. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You
okay.
got to
Okay.
start
All
all
right.
over.
Okay.
900 gonna start
Okay.
over for you. Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
900. You got to start all over. Go ahead. They can't
Okay.
hear
It's
you.
fine. All right. So here's the thing. First of all, she already drives a Kia, so she's already a target. Okay, everybody knows. Everybody who's been following the Kias and another kind of cars past year or so, they know that Kias are like the number one cars that are getting stolen. And the Kia boys, everybody knows about the hack of getting the Kias to start, and so much so that some insurance companies in some states don't even insure those cars anymore. And and the ones who do have insurance, who do manage to get insurance on those cars, I've been reading from the comments that they're paying upwards of like $700-800 a month just for like different insurance on those cars
Mm-hmm.
because there's such a risk to the insurance company. And so she also mentioned that this was her third time that someone tried to steal her car. You got to look at it from her perspective. Okay, her third time. That she didn't say, how and what time span it was, third time in a year, third time in a month. She didn't say that. But three times, you try to you get your car attempted to be stolen once, that's too much. But three times, I mean, that's crazy. And so those kids, first, they should have been in school. And I don't really feel sorry for them because um, first, I just want to know what compels a 13 and 14-year-old to even have that in their heart and mind to do stuff like that. When I was 13, I think I was still playing with dolls. I don't exactly remember, but I was definitely not doing no crazy stuff like that.
Okay.
And 7 o'clock in the morning, you're right, should have been at school. So I mean, I guess I don't really know if you can fault the parents on that because maybe the mother assumed that the children were at school. Maybe she sent them off to school and they had other plans. But I mean, she was well within her rights. And if she would have killed those kids, she still would have been within her rights. And I bet that 13-year-old girl, I bet she won't do that kind of stuff anymore. Because she's gonna be traumatized for life. Um, and good for her for having a FOID card
So,
and for knowing and for being trained. Good for her.
wow. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me go ahead and question. Now,
Mm-hmm.
could she couldn't tell that they were teens?
It don't matter.
It
Don't
don't
matter if
matter.
they were teens.
Wow.
This is what I tell my mom. I tell her, look, it's not even so much these older people you got to look out for, these 25, 30-year-olds who you think go, do harm to you. It's these children now you got to look out for. It's these 13, 12, 11-year-olds. I tell her that. I said, you see a group of young kids, don't just look at them and think they're completely innocent. It's these young ones now that you got to look out for, not even like the 17 or 16-year-olds. They getting younger and younger, 10,
So
11,
that
12,
means you
13.
so you want to shoot a baby for breaking in a car?
Look, some of these kids, she didn't know if they was dangerous. She didn't know if they was armed. She didn't know. If it were me,
Mm-hmm.
I would have done the same thing. Because you know what? People are working too hard out here for what they have. Just to have some low life feel what they don't worked hard for. And to be honest, like I said, in the state of Illinois, this is not New York. In the state of Illinois, as long as you have that FOID card and you you on the right grounds to shoot somebody, then she's probably not going to get charged for this. She's probably, I know that's why. Well, that's why I'm glad I'm down here in the South. You can walk into a gun store, and as long as you can pass a background check, you can walk out with a gun right there. You don't need no license. You can walk around with a gun. This is an open carry state. You can walk in the grocery store. You can walk around on the street with a gun on your hip. And we got stand your ground laws down here. And I am very thankful because I don't know if she's gonna get charged. I don't necessarily know the law up there, but I mean, if
Okay.
they're breaking into her property and if they wasn't running away and she shot them while they was in the act, I don't see how she could be charged. But
Okay. Well, all right. So if you had a 13-year-old breaking in a car and some grown person shooting, how would you feel about that? I'm just asking.
well, first of all, how was she supposed to know they were 13? Have you seen these
She
girls
could
out
tell.
here today?
Yeah, but listen,
A
she
lot of these 13-year-olds, they look like they 16, 17, 18 years old. Come on, Martin. You see how you see these girls
I'm
nowadays?
just asking.
These girls ain't walking. These girls ain't walking around with with their hair flat ironed and with barrettes in their hair, little headbands like they used to be in the
13 to
2000s.
14. Okay.
These girls walking around with
Okay.
eyelashes, hair extension. They
All
look
right.
grown.
Hold it right
They
there.
look
Hold it.
grown.
Hold it. I had enough of you right now. Let me go to the next call. Let's see what they got to say. 5378. Come on, caller. Live, uncut, unedited. Come on, caller. Caller?
Hello.
Yeah, come on. What's your thoughts?
Hello?
What's your thoughts, caller?
My thought is lawfully she was wrong. I understand where
Tell the
she's coming
truth.
from as far as
And shame
I
them.
understand where she's coming from as far as like getting tired of them breaking in her car. But if she was a concealed carry, whether she was a concealed carry or just a Ford car holder, you never supposed to go after nobody with a gun unless they're coming towards you.
Do me a favor, young lady. Turn your Facebook down or something, because I hear like an echo or something. You can turn your Facebook down, put it on mute. Yeah. Okay. Go.
Okay.
That's better. That's much better. Go ahead.
Buffalo. Yeah. So by her being a Ford car holder, it's just gonna give her the right to shoot someone because they're breaking in her property or taking it. Now, if they were attacking her, then lawfully she was right. But because she wasn't right, because they wasn't attacking her, then lawfully she's wrong. That's why her sister saying that she hates she's in that situation because 9 times out of 10 she's already locked up.
Well, I don't know if they arrested her.
I just took a self-defense class and got my CCL, and they tell you that if the person is not physically attacking you or telling you I'm about to kill you, coming at you cannot shoot them.
See that
you cannot even shoot in the air you cannot even shoot in the air as a warning shot to try to scare them away. That's against the law.
Right. Ooh, I like
even
you.
If you have your concealed carry license in your Ford car, you cannot shoot anyone because of they stealing your property.
Right.
If they're not attacking you, you cannot. It's like they tell you have two options. If it's something in between y'all and they're not attacking y'all, you have that option to call the police before you attack someone or shoot them. Use your weapon. So it's something the class they teach you all this in the class even before you get your CCL.
Okay.
About self-defense and how to use your weapon and what type of defense to use when it comes to these licenses and these because a lot of people get them for the wrong reason. They tell you like you can't just be upset and someone
young lady, young lady, let me ask you a question. Now, in the article, it says she said her sister acted in self-defense when she fired her gun and it grazed the 13-year-old girl.
She didn't act in self-defense because they wasn't attacking her.
Right.
Just because they was breaking in your car, that's not self-defense. Self-defense is if you're under attack. So that's not self-defense. Your property is not. You protecting the property is not self-defense. So that's why she said that her sister is in that situation because I guarantee you 9 times out of 10 she's locked up right now.
Okay.
And it's a difference between a Ford car and a CCL. So if she have her Ford car to have a firearm, that's different from a CCL. So that means that you protecting your home, not the property or not what's outside your property. You're not even supposed to take your gun outside, your weapon outside your house if you don't have your CCL. Unless you go into the gun range. Right.
Because it says right here, her sister said that the woman who shot the girl said that she said that the woman works as a security guard. It's got card on here and has a valid firearm owner's identification. So she don't even have a concealed and carry.
a CCL. You can have a firearm card and not have a CCL. But even when you're a security guard, even if you have even if you're a armed security guard, that you still that weapon once you leave your job is supposed to be put up secured. So even if she have a firearm card, it's for you to buy a weapon, protect your home.
Well, everybody was a lot of people saying
coming in your home.
A lot of people were saying they glad she shot him. You know, they
yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. Good for her.
Right.
It's sad that that these young kids are out here doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know if they have a weapon. Now it would have been a different story if they was carjacking her and they had a gun. But if they wasn't carjacking her and they were just trying to steal her car and she was in the house, she wasn't ever supposed to leave that house to come shoot.
Oh, okay.
And because she did that, that's how she's gonna. If she's not gonna get away with it because she left her house to shoot them and they didn't have a weapon, they didn't shoot at her, they wasn't attacking her, so she can't say self-defense if she left the house to approach them.
Okay, don't go nowhere. Let me go to the next caller. Eric Code 630. Come on, caller. They calling in.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Okay, yeah, this is CJ. You know what? I'm not going to be before you long, Martin, because this young lady just said everything that needed to be said. But
okay.
I just think that it's a tragic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do better as parents. We got to do better as a community, man. It got to be something else out there that's going on that's making these kids do this. You know, people always talk about, well, give them programs and give them jobs. And, well, when we do that, it doesn't. It's not even enough to cover half of the. You know, so we just gotta do better, man. But yeah, she was wrong. She was in the wrong. Hopefully, she get her a good attorney that will, you know, fight this and at least try to get it down to a lesser charge or something like that. But she was totally wrong. The young lady is right. If you're not being attacked, physically attacked right then in that moment, you cannot use a weapon. And the fact that she left her house to approach them, that takes the self-defense argument off the table completely. So, yeah, it's just a tragic, and you know, it's really sad. You know, really sad.
Yeah. So you think? And plus, do you think that you can identify a 13-year-old and little babies, you know, teenagers breaking in your car? You can tell a teenager, though.
Right.
No, not always.
Not always, but I think, you know, with in this situation, she was just fed up with her car being broken into, period. So she probably didn't care who it was.
Right.
You know, she just wanted justice, you know. So
let's have some empathy for the shooter. We gotta have some empathy for her too.
No, you had to. Hold it. We gotta get some more than this. Hold it, sister. T900, you didn't start something. Now nobody interrupt you. Nobody interrupt you with 900. Now you interrupting. Now our new caller, she going in. So she don't know no better, but 900, you know better. Go ahead, my brother, 630. Go ahead. You still your show. One mic. Go ahead.
What was the question again, Mark?
I asked the question is, was she wrong or was she right for shooting the young lady, the 13-year-old?
I think when you look at it lawfully, yes, she was wrong. But if you look at, you know, most people will probably say she wasn't wrong just because, you know, it's a common thing. And people feel like, well, the police is not doing nothing about it. I got to protect my property, you know. So most people say she was right. But lawfully, when you look at the facts lawfully, and that's the only thing that matters is when she have her day in court. Nothing else matters. So lawfully, she was wrong.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Let me go to the next caller. 4703. Come on, caller.
Hey, Martin.
Hey,
Martin.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Hey. Well, let me tell you this.
Hey, I just
if you own a house,
okay,
and you paying a mortgage on it or renting
pick it up right here.
900.
That's your property.
Go ahead, Dr. Sanders. Go ahead.
if you have a car that you've invested in financing, it is your property. Now, and I don't know, none of us will know how we're going to respond until you get there. We can say, oh, we shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But I would give a forewarning shot, old school way, in the air. If you don't move, there's going to be a consequence. I hate that the young lady got grazed. That's not funny. It's not a joke. But people are tired. I had to run. I think, Martin, you remember? I don't know if you saw on my program. I told the migrants to get off my car from laying on my car, kissing on each other. And I told them, if you don't, you will get shot. I'm paying that note. I'm paying that insurance. That's my property. When you're dealing with the city of Chicago, at the end of the day, the judge gonna have the final say so. We don't know how we're gonna respond to anybody being violated. Now the young people have no business messing with nobody's nothing that you ain't paying for. I don't care if it's a Hummer jump, a new jump, or a new whatever. It's yours. It's called respect. You go in Evergreen, Oakland, they gonna lock your end up. And ain't gonna be no court case. They gonna lock your butt up and you're gonna have to pay a fine, hefty fine. But you have to respect. Now, if she's carrying a weapon, then she has to use the weapon in proper protocol. When I worked as a security guard decades ago under Bedoli Act, I carried it. And I had to mandate that building at 1030 South Wacker. I didn't go pulling it around because I was trained to use that and a rifle.
Okay. Well, Dr. Sanders,
so the thing about it,
I just want to ask you a question. What does the law say about this? I understand what you said. Now,
right. The law, this is what I'm saying. I just said it, Martin, if you heard me. The judge will have the final say of what was right.
Well, the law says you can't shoot nobody for stealing your car, man. She probably came outside and shot the female. You know, even though that's your possession. Yeah. I mean, that is your property. But you put your that's not you can't. The young lady's sister said that she shot them in self-defense.
Okay. So then was there a situation? Was there a situation that took place that was not reported in order for the sister to say that?
Okay, well, let me read it.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's read it. Two teens are facing felony charges after the police said a woman shot one of them while they were trying to steal her car Tuesday morning in the South Chicago neighborhood. Police said around 7:50 a.m. Tuesday, a woman saw a 13-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy trying to steal her Kia SUV in the 8200 block of South Commercial Avenue. The woman shot the girl in the right shoulder, and the girl was taken to Commerce Hospital where her condition was stabilized. On Wednesday, police said both teens was charged with one felony count of attempted possession of a stolen vehicle and one misdemeanor count of a criminal property damage. Michelle Thorpe, the sister of the woman who shot the girl, said that the woman works as a security, it said card on here, but meant the guard, and have a valid firearm owner's identification card, not a concealed and carry. All right. Okay, right. So I'm just mad my sister is in this type of situation. Thorpe said she added her sister caught two young kids stealing her car, breaking into her car. They bust out a window. She said her sister acted in self-defense when she fired her gun and grazed the 13-year-old girl. Nan, they need to be in school. Thorpe said of the two teens, they should have been in school. The police took their car in question. Thorpe said, adding it was the third time her sister has dealt with people trying to break into her car. She's a scared mom whose car constantly getting broken in. That's a good one. So that's the story right there, Dr. Sanders. So so I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't know the mindset of the lady. I'm for sure that with her mindset, I'm just gonna play the devil's advocate because I know everybody gonna want to go in. I ain't for all that. I'm not mentally for that. But I don't know what her mental state was.
Yeah, hold on, brother. Right.
So she's not going to, just if it hurts you internally, you don't know what a person's mindset is. Ain't nobody gonna go out and be looking at the law. They're gonna be like, hey, you messing with my car, I'm done, I'm tired. We don't know. We're so quick to put them to the cross, but not honestly knowing what they're experiencing. I can't vouch for her. I do know how janky the court system can be. So at the end of the day, it has to play out itself in court because you're not going to remember, somebody, thinking about the law and what they say. Then you're not going to be doing that. You got to be in that person's shoes. It's easy to say, she should not have done this. She should not have done that. She in trouble. She wrong. Let her die. But at the end of the day, you don't know where her mindset was. And although we get ourselves in situations, we don't be thinking what the outcome could be because we don't know her frustration. We don't know what she's been dealing with. We don't know this woman. We can't dog her and talk about her like she's an animal. We don't know where her brain was at. We don't know how much toleration level she had. And she might have acted in the fear of listening. Not even
but I'm just saying, Dr. Sanders, now, is it right though? You got 13-year-old, I understand 13-year-olds, they carry on like adults and all that. But I mean, you can visually look out the window. Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, they didn't pull a pistol on her. They didn't, they bust the window. They were trying to get a ride to school. Yeah, really. Yeah, so yeah.
That parent may just figure that one out. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Y'all be blessed.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Cortez, I'm gonna get you next after this next call. Okay, Dr. D, real quick. Go ahead, Dr. D. Go ahead.
Well, hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hey.
Dr. Sanders is correct. Should she have shot him? It depends. I had shot a young boy 10 years ago before concealed carry was thought of. But the difference is he was breaking into my basement. He kicked my basement door in. Cannot kick it in now. And I heard my alarm say, basement door. And I'm like, wait a minute. And back then, there was no such thing as a concealed carry. And I ran downstairs. I was at home by myself, and I shot it up.
Okay.
I shot that boy up out his shoes.
Good now.
He ran. He was 16.
But let's get back on it. Let's get back on this. Let's get back on this right here now.
No, I'm getting to a point. Wow. Even though that was a house, and he broke into my house, that was my home. That was a threat. These two girls, they say they didn't have weapons. I'm like Dr. Sanders. You don't know where her mind frame was at. She's tired of people. You really don't. When you in that situation, the first thing I thought was to grab my gun. And yes, I did shoot him. And yes, I did have my day in court. And yes, they did throw it out. And yes, he did go to jail for breaking into my house. Now, what the outcome going to be of this young lady? She may be charged with a misdemeanor because the young lady was grazed with a bullet. She's not dead. And it's a possibility that she may get her perk taken away from her. It's a huge possibility. So I do not know. But respectfully, people get tired of people breaking into their properties. This woman worked hard. Excuse me. Security guards do not make a lot of money, in my opinion. They just don't. She's a woman.
Doctor, I got to say this now. Don't they got car insurance out here?
Did you not hear what I said about the insurance?
Okay.
Well, kids?
With car insurance, Martin, they don't always cover theft unless you have the brand new car. But you're not listening, Martin. If you have car insurance, it depends on how old the car is. They put on that extra wheels if your car gets stolen. But that don't mean she has enough money to get another car. That's my whole point. So I get it. I can understand why she did it because I was in a situation like that, but it was my house, not a car. I'm going to let somebody else talk because there's a lot of people calling in.
Yeah, sure. All right, Cortez, go ahead, bro.
What's going on, bro?
Go ahead, bro.
All right, so I'm sitting here listening, and at first I was taken aback. But then I thought about it. I said, no, I'm not going to go on here. I'm not going to go ham. I'm just going to...
Tell the truth and shame the devil, brother. And shame
but I want to say this. Let's be careful of what it is that we say that we are afraid of. Because we can become so afraid of it that we end up becoming the very thing that we're afraid of. Now, our youth is out of control. No doubt. Our youth will kill with a blink of the eye. That's fact. But the thing is, we have become so afraid of our youth that we have become the murderers that we say they are. Because guess what? Now in our fear, we say, oh, you breaking in my car? I'm going to kill you. Bang. Oh, you knock my window out? I'm going to kill you. Bang. Let us remember now, we was once 13 and 12 years old. If breaking in a car or stealing a car justifies our life being taken, there's many of us that wouldn't be here today.
Tell the truth.
No, that's a lie.
And shame.
That's a lie. I ain't never did nothing like that.
Let the brother talk. No interruptions. Let the brother talk.
Most 13-year-olds
900.
That's not true.
900. Hold on, brother Cortez. Did nobody interrupt you when you talk? You had the floor all by yourself. Don't do other people like that. Well, regardless if you sound, listen, people could say you sound foolish, but didn't nobody interrupt you. Okay, then give them the same respect. Go ahead, brother.
I disagree with some things she say, but I didn't get on here and tell that sister she sounds foolish. She's speaking her mind and speaking her opinion, and I have the right to do the same. Many of us at the age of 12 or 13 years old then did things that now today, I'm 48 years old. Back then when I was 12 and 13 years old, the things that we are killing our youth for today, if it existed back then, many of our 12 and 13-year-olds wouldn't be here to say they're 48 years old. But what I'm saying is this right here. We become so afraid of the young people because we say that they are crazy, that they will kill us, that they would do this, that we turn around and do the exact same thing to them that we say we're afraid of them doing to us. We're slaughtering our youth. But the very moment someone outside of that doesn't look like us, if you open the door with these belief systems that it's okay to kill a 13 and 14 or 12-year-old child because they breaking in your car, when they go and these white people murder our youth, don't you get out there marching because you sat here and said that I would have done the same thing. So when these Europeans doesn't do it, when they do it, don't get out there marching because your mentality opened the door for it. When you open the door for this, the floodgates come open. Don't think that our young people is not paying attention to how we feel about this. Many of our young youth out there today are feeling the way they feel because we are telling them in their face, nigga, I will kill you. I don't mess with y'all young niggas. I don't mess with y'all. Y'all young niggas, y'all out of control. Man, I have to do one of y'all. So what do they have left? The belief or idea that fuck the elders, fuck the oldest. Well, I don't care. It is what it is. I'm gonna get what I need to get. There's no respect respect for one another anymore. There's a gap between the older generation and the younger generation. Now, if we want to come up with a solution to try to bridge the gap, because guess what? That 12 and 13-year-old child that was shot for breaking in that car, it's easy to sit back and say, well, I would have done the same thing until it's your son or until it's your niece.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Until it's your nephew.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to say that. It's easy to say that. But that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you, brother. Okay, I think that's Bill, 4248. I think that's Bill.
Yeah, it's me. What's going on, Martin?
What's going on?
I got kind of mixed feelings about it, but I have to stick to the fact and keep it real. Yeah, it was a 13-year-old girl. People probably would have felt a little different if it was a 13-year-old boy.
No, they was together.
Neither here nor there.
No, they both. It was. Hold on, let me tell you
I'm
this.
just saying.
They both was there.
I'm just saying if it would have been just a boy that got shot, and two boys, should I say, people probably would have had a little different outlook. But first and foremost, like Cortez said, there's a gap, but the gap is because how disrespectful the younger people have become versus days in the past. Now, as far as the shooting, I seen the news clip after it happened with the lady's sister giving her sister version of what happened. And what was kind of disturbing to me, she said that the car had been broke into 3 times by kids. So if it's been broken by kids,
no, hold it, brother. We don't know if it was kids or not. She just said 3 times.
No. I heard her say, Martin.
Okay. Well, how would she know?
Go back to the
Okay, the video. How would she know if there was
just
kids? Go ahead.
Said.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I'm just going by what I heard her say on the news. She said she said it had been broken into by kids 3 times. So my mindset or thought would be that it was a possibly a kid again. They broke the window, and I guess she fired off from that point. I'm with you. It's there's car insurance. You don't have to kill. I don't care if it was a grown person. If you shot once and they didn't scurry off, then or if they scurried off or ran, problem solved. Ain't nobody shot, kid or grown up. But if they shot back, you still can shoot and do whatever you have to do. So the sister statement kind of disturbed me a little bit. I understand people almost their property took in, and it's frustrating after 3 times, but also there's a life factor behind this, and you still have to be careful with these young kids, man, because they could have went a whole lot different. They could have turned around with it being a 13-year-old girl and shot that woman. But I myself probably would have shot in the direction or in the air to see the results that I get and not put myself in that predicament.
Why even come out of the house and face it? Why even come out the house and face these people? You know they out there breaking. You don't know if they got a weapon or what. You know, you coming out, you putting yourself in a situation. That's all I'm saying. You're putting yourself in a situation. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hold on, Martin.
Ain't no hold on. You're putting yourself in a situation. Somebody are breaking in your car out there. I'm gonna let you talk, Dr. Davis. And you go outside your door and make a special trip to come out with your gun and start shooting. Come on now. There's laws in the land, people. When a police officer shoot their gun, they got to write a report. If they point their gun here in the state of Illinois, Chicago, they pull a gun and point, they got to write a report. So people, even conceal and carry, when you pull out your gun and point your gun, you should be calling the police, said I had to pull my gun out. So there's a rules with guns, people. That's all I'm saying. We can't be shooting in the air and shooting at folks and what if the bullet ricocheted and went through somebody's window? I mean, a lot of things could have happened. We got to think, people. And I know it's hard to think when you ain't in that situation. It's easy for me to say, depending on my emotions, I probably would have shot too. I don't know. But I know sometimes we got to think, people. We can't listen. One thing about, let me just say this. We have to tell the people what's right. Now, what they do, that's on them. The rule is she was not in fear for her life. And if she was in fear for her life, she put herself in that situation. She didn't de-escalate it. She came and thrust herself in that situation. That's all I'm saying, people. You can't put yourself in a situation, then you claim self-defense. Only the police can get away with that. Some of us, we won't be able to get away with that. But that's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Dr. D. Go ahead, Dr. D. Then I'm going to go to the next caller.
I'm going to piggyback on what you just said. You cannot put yourself in that situation. You all remember, I don't know if it's about 3 or 4 months ago, somebody was two guys still in a woman's car, and she hollered out the window. I think it was on 83rd and King Drive, somewhere in that area. Hey, leave my car alone. And they shot her.
See?
And she didn't shoot back. She was shot in her chest or shoulder or something like that. So I get it. You don't want to put yourself in a situation like that. I get that. And I understand what Bill is saying too. But guess what? You can't shoot in the air either. You'll go to jail.
Right. You don't see, you don't want to put yourself in situations like that. But let's go to the next caller because we don't want to leave people to hold on too long. 0932. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Martin, how are you?
Hey, good.
How are you?
I know you're going to have a different outcome of this, but go ahead. I'm waiting to hear yours. Go ahead.
Well, there's 4 things. Let me address quick. First off, the lady that talked to the young lady talked to home kicking in your door. Well, under the Castle Doctrine, you can defend your home. There is no question about it. The car and the vehicle, what the brother just said, I have some agreement, but I have to disagree with a lot of other stuff. The 13-year-old, 14-year-old house stealing cars is out of regular, and it should not be. Now, in Illinois, the law says that you can use deadly force on a forcible felon. Now, listen very carefully. It's auto theft, forcible felon. Well, let me take back a little history. They used to shoot horse thieves. So if we go forward from that, think that cars are out, the new horses, so there might be some argument. Her problem is that she's going to have is that she's going to use of force, and the idea that you're in fear will not rise. Should have said something else. But now, do I agree with her shooting at the child? Here, let me just say this to all the listeners.
Hold on. Let me just say this before you get started. Tell us what the law is. That's what we're going to first. Now, you can give us your personal opinion, how you feel about this. What does the law says about this situation? That's all I'm saying. Because see, one thing about, I want the people to know the truth. Now, what you do with it is on you, but we want the truth to come out. Go ahead.
Under Illinois Section 720 ICLS, justifiable use of force. There's a person justifying the use of force another when, to the extent that he reasonably believes such conduct necessary to defend himself another in such imminent use of unlawful. However,
you breaking up. What's wrong with your phone? You got me on. Hold on. Yeah, you breaking up, man. You sound like you going in and out. Do you got me on speakerphone or something? I don't know what. Yeah, I hear you, but I've always heard you. Okay, go ahead. Just because you keep breaking. Yeah, we want to hit it. We need to hear this.
All right, how about now?
Now, go ahead.
All right, you want me to start over again?
Yeah, start over. Because I need the people to get the right information. And we need to interpret the right information. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about Illinois. It's 720 ILCS, use of justifiable use of force. A person is justified in the use of force against another when, to the extent that he reasonably believes that such conduct is necessary to defend himself or another against such imminent use of unlawful force. However, he is justified in the use of force when it is intended or likely to cause death or great bodily harm only if he reasonably believes that such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or another, or the commission, and this is where we got to watch, or the commission of a forcible felony. Now, in Illinois, auto theft is a forcible felony. So be careful. Now, someone said so eloquently earlier, how is she supposed to know they're 12 and 13? Well, I agree with that. You don't know. The other part of that, see, everybody's made great points. And one person said that, you know, I didn't, how is she supposed to know? The other problem that you have is people are getting fed up with other people just taking their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reality is that, again, under Illinois law, forcible felony, one of the forcible felonies is auto theft. Now, she's going to have some problem because what she has done is she set herself up for a liability lawsuit on the civil side.
The devil.
That's the problem she's going to have. Is she civilly liable? Yes. Criminal. Now, remember, people were talking about two different issues, criminal and civil. In criminal court, she's not going to go to jail. But in a civil court, she is extremely liable for her actions. Now, you can have an FYD card, you can be concealed carry in Illinois. But the fact that they were stealing a car, again, is a forcible felony.
But I'm just saying,
make it right.
Hold on, Doc. She thrust herself in a situation. She was in the safety and the confounds of her home. She came out. Now, like Dr. D just said, it was some more people breaking in about a month or two ago, breaking in somebody's car, stealing a catalytic converter. And she came out, hey, what y'all doing? They shot her. So we should have learned from that, right there, from that. Certain things you don't thrust yourself into. And we know they don't teach what you're teaching in a conceal and carry. They teach you to de-escalate, not to put yourself into a armed situation, combat situation. So she should know because she's a licensed security guard. She should know out of all people. But go ahead. That's how I want to say that. Go ahead.
I will tell you that, I mean, we're all armchair quarterbacking at this point. Should she have called the police? Probably. But people in this city, because what's the number one crime right now? Auto theft, carjacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's
but we can't take the law in our. Okay, go ahead. We can't take the law. Go ahead.
Let me finish. I agree. I will not disagree with that about taking the law into your own hand. But what I will tell you is that in a lot of cases, what you're going to see is that they're going to argue that the house and the car becomes an extension of your home. Now, would it have made a difference if it had been in the driveway? Guess what? Yes, it would, because the driveway is part of the home. Because she lives in an apartment, doesn't make any difference. It's still an extension. So again, the criminal side and the civil side are two different things that we could address, we should address. But in this case, she will probably not get charged criminal, but she will face a liable lawsuit that's going to be out of this world. It's called tort law, and that's what you're going to see happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because see, I understand that the young people are off the chain in this city, but we can't. We're not living in a lawless society. We have to have rules. We have rules everywhere, in school, in prison, on the bus, in grocery stores, on the football team, on the basketball team, on the track. There are rules everywhere you go, rules of engagements. Agreed. So we just can't go out here because we feel in a certain way. And I always say on this live, anything that's left unprotected will be taken away. It's our duty to protect what we own with insurance. And I understand these young folks. Listen, I probably wouldn't be looking to see if they're 12 or 14, 13 either. I'm being real honest. But I have to say what's right first. I don't want to send nobody off. I don't want nobody to get on this live and say, hey, I got the right to shoot somebody if they mess with my car. I don't want to send that message out. On the crime chaser page, that's what they now. I'm telling you, no. Don't thrust yourself in that. You're putting yourself. Plus, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, let me just add this, and then I'll step out. Would you agree that in most situations, the law across the country, the law of this country, is that you have the right to defend your property? Yes or no?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so now the question becomes, which one becomes a lesser right to guard? You have the right to defend your home, as in the case of the lady who shot the guy coming in her basement. Perfectly right. Does it lessen the right to defend your property when people are consistently taking things that belong to you without reason? And I will tell you, here, let me put it this way. Let me put it another way. Let's approach this from another way.
I got a question for you too. Go ahead.
Okay, if we believe that there is crime and punishment, then the fact that she will be punished, but not just criminal. See, you're looking for, I think what most people, or what I'm understanding is, you want her to be criminally charged. No, she'll be charged liable. Her pocketbook's going to get hurt, but should she be charged criminally? And I will tell you no.
Is that your opinion, or are you just saying? Is that your opinion?
Can I ask you? Well, let me throw this out. What would be the difference if you were now coming in your house with groceries, someone picks you up, or better yet, snatches your car? Could you defend yourself?
It's a different situation now. Okay, hold it. Hold on. Let me just say that, then I'll let you say something, Bill. If I run in CVS and take their property and run out the door, do they have the right to shoot me? That's CVS property.
I'm talking about personal property.
I know, but I'm just saying that's their property. But I'm just okay.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, listen. Where's the threat? Where's the danger? I mean, come on now. Let's just throw out the 14 and 15 and 13-year-old. Where is the threat and the danger, people? You can't thrust yourself out. That's just like an officer jumping in front of a moving car and he starts shooting while I fear for my life. You put yourself in front of that car. What do you expect? So these are the things we can't bait. Then when we do something, then we crime victim. You can't do that. There's a rules and engagement when you pick up these weapons and use these weapons. This is not the wild, wild west, people. Especially for law-abiding citizens. Now, for criminals, there ain't no rules for them. They do anything they want to. But go ahead real quick, Bill. Then I'm going to let the brother.
I like to piggyback on what both of y'all were talking about. There's a difference between personal property. If somebody, you put your chair out and it's yours, that don't give you the right to shoot and kill somebody because they take it. Number one, what goes for other people regarding the law don't always go for us. Number two, her car could never be an extension to her house unless it's in the garage. I'm a truck driver.
Driveway?
Truck driver. No.
In the driveway. He's right. In the driveway. That's true.
Hold on. There are laws in which a state's attorney, a prosecutor would fight. I'm sure in a situation like that, trying to say that the car is part of living quarters. There's truck drivers that drive for weeks and months and you cannot have not one firearm. I don't care how many concealing carries you got, and this is their home for days, weeks, and months at a time. But it's illegal. Yes, that's on a federal level, and I'm sure if it came down to it, that's what a prosecutor would be arguing against somebody being parked in front of apartment building on a block, shooting at somebody when their life is in danger. Like Martin said, you put yourself out there, and you gotta. Our people gotta recognize that what go for a lot of other people don't always go for us. I don't know what the outcome gonna be with this young lady, but you can't get mad at the police for doing the same thing that she did when you didn't have to be involved and not be afraid for your life. That's all I have to say.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. 0932. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that your example of the truck is not true. Because you do live in that truck, it is decide, and
no,
court is actually
no.
Okay, well, all right,
brother. I've been doing this 25 years.
Let him speak.
Right.
I've been doing it 25 years,
okay.
and you cannot.
Okay.
We should be able to, but you cannot, in no fashion, form,
have a weapon.
Have a firearm in your truck. You cannot. I don't care how many state laws it is. When you
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Can I ask you one question? Now, is that by company rule or is that by law? And no, I'll answer that for you.
That's by law, company. Brother. And no.
Okay. All right. I'm done. I'm good.
I bet you dinner out,
okay,
sir.
All right. Well,
if we can go between marks.
No,
I'll bet you dinner out.
Law, boss man. That's a federal law.
All right. Let me say that.
And it works on the state level. That's why when you go to shipping and receiving, they have a sign up about not having a weapon, not even a gun, coming into the property because it's a federal law. And it is upheld in all 50 states. It upholds in all 50 states. But go ahead, man. That's a fact.
Hey, brother. Okay. Well, let me go back to something else. Let me just talk about Illinois statute on property. In 720 ILCS 57-3, it talks about Illinois statute on defense of property. Person is justified in use of force against another when it to an extent that he reasonably believes that such conduct is necessary to prevent or terminate such another, now listen to this word, such another's trespass or other tortious or criminal interference with either real property other than a dwelling or personal property. So I'll leave it at that. I'm good, Martin.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, please? It's a quick question. Sure. Do you all remember when the Evergreen police, I'm sorry, she was not from Evergreen. She was in Sam's Club parking lot on 95th and Western. The young men jumped out the car on her. She was a white police officer, whether that matter or not. I think she was a sergeant. They carjacked her, but she shot at them. Is that the same thing?
It's different.
And she was off duty.
Let me answer that.
That's different.
Let me answer that.
Go ahead.
No, let me answer that. First of all, she's a black sergeant. I know her. And it was a justifiable shoot. Actually, she missed. But the fact of the matter, yes, she was justified because they took it from her person. She's standing 5 feet. See, the interpretation of the law depends on how you say it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
She was putting stuff into a car, so that car.
Hold it right there. How many feet? How many feet?
I think she's about 5 feet.
Okay, what's the law say about how many feet?
It doesn't. Again, it says
okay.
tortious.
She shot at him. You shot her.
Yes, she did.
Remember that?
And hold on. You know what? And she got suspended for almost a year because of department policy, not because of the law, but because of department policy. She took a year's suspension for that. Even though, now that example you just brought up, 2 weeks later, a state senator got stuck up and they didn't do nothing to her. Her and her husband, I think it was, oh my God. I think it was Robin Kelly and her husband. That's what it was. Robin Kelly and her husband, 2 weeks later, same incident, didn't do nothing to Robin Kelly's husband.
So, sir, let me ask you a question.
Fact.
So is car theft a forcible felony?
Yes.
Okay.
It says.
Now, I'm not saying carjacking. I'm saying car theft. That's it. I'm not saying carjacking. Car theft.
Okay. Good point.
I think it's a different.
Hold on. I know it. Hold on. Come on. Let him answer. Come on with it.
I believe it. I believe it is. I will check my facts real quick.
Yeah, check your facts.
Can I say something? Martin,
yeah.
I believe you're right.
Okay. Okay, Bill.
Car theft. Carjacking is
a forcible.
A crime. Yeah, a forcible crime, and usually done with a weapon and assaulting a person at the same time. A car theft is different. You're right.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a weapon. The term is you got to look for. It's called tortious, which means a violent nature. So you could attack somebody with your fist, a spray, a taser. It becomes tortious in nature. That's where the force comes in. Yeah.
But it's certain forces you have to meet. Hold it.
What you're saying, it's okay for Walmart to shoot shoplifters. That's what you're saying?
No.
She was in Sam's Club.
That's
Go ahead, 1, 2, 3.
No, what I said.
Go ahead, 1, 2, 3.
So what my question was? I'm sorry.
No, 1, 2, 3.
Because you know this case.
I just want to commend you because as much as we love black people on this line, the fact that we pointed out when one was wrong or halfway in between, I commend you guys. Now, another thing I'm going to say, the lady was dead wrong. She wasn't in no kind of danger. She was in her home. So the fact remains, they're going to pursue charges for that. Because, number one, anybody that's in a concealed carry class, if you're not in imminent danger, that's the number one thing. What these guys had a weapon, don't matter. If they didn't point it at her, they didn't show it to her, she didn't know they had a weapon, and she shot. Now, if this woman had been white, we'd want to protest. We'd want to go about this way different. You know, I just gave you an example. If you shoplift a Walmart, you do not deserve to be shot. You deserve to be arrested. So what she should have did was call the police. Not shoot your gun. That's not always the answer. She could have just called the police.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with you. You're right.
She also could have held them at gunpoint.
Right. Let me just not even that. But, no. But see, listen, brother. Listen. What I'm saying is, this is what I wanted. This is what I'm trying to bring out here. Let's say what the right thing to do. Now, we know it's easy for us to say it when we're not in that situation. I'll say that. Now, I'll just say that I just spent $5,000 on some rims. I'm just speaking. And I see some shorties out there jacking my car, get ready to take the rim. I ain't no telling probably what I do, people. I don't know if I get on phone call 911. I'm just being honest. But I want to say what the right thing to do according to the law. Don't thrust yourself in harm's way. Then now you talk about self-defense. Again, it's just like a police officer. You make a traffic stop. Now, you put yourself right directly in front of the car. And this guy ram his engine and start coming toward. Now you start shooting. You put yourself in that situation. Certain things you know not to do because it's going to cause a confrontation, maybe a shootout or something. So this thing is, we can't, and this is what I get mad at police officers. You bait people in, then now you kill him, you use deadly force. Oh, he did this to me, but you baited him. Now you crying victim. So what I'm saying tonight is, I believe in people should defend themselves. I'm for that at all costs. But certain things you just cannot thrust yourself in, then shout, now I'm a victim. Now, I don't care if your car's broken in 10 times, and I hope she's listening to it. You just can't go around here shooting at people. That's what we pay taxes for. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, 630. 630, go ahead, real quick. Go ahead. 630, Eric Code.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add, I mean, I don't want to.
Go ahead, tell the truth. Tell the truth, brother.
That kind of takes me back. I keep thinking of the story of the young man that shot and killed the guy that was attacking his mom, right?
Right.
Now, a lot of people argument was he still shot that man in the back. However you look at it, So should he have been charged?
I think so. He should have been charged with something. And I'm going to tell you the reason why, and I still stand on it. Because what it does, by him being a teenager, it sends a strong message. If you see somebody beating your mom up, you can shoot him. It sends the wrong message. Now, should he been charged real heavy? I said no, but something, he should have gotten some type of charge. Because we can't preach one thing then and let another thing slide. We have to be held accountable on the law enforcement side and on the citizen side. We're not living in a lawless society. We governed by rules and laws, whether we like them or not. I don't like a lot of them, but I got to obey them if I want to walk around here, So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, when we know we living in a political society, depend on who you know. If you got a lot of money, you can get you some good representation, legal counsel, and get off. We know how the court system rolls. We know that. We know how it rolls. It depends on who you know and who you are. Go ahead, my brother, 630. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's just interesting to see, what the charges will be. It's pretty sad though. But I wanted to kind of dig into the story a little bit more to see, do we know if the lady that shot the teen?
Well, you wasn't on here. You're Johnny Conley. Let me read the story for you, so help you out a little bit. 2 teens are facing felony charges after the police said a woman shot one of them while they were trying to steal her car Tuesday morning in the South Chicago neighborhood. Police said around 7:50 a.m. Tuesday, a woman saw a 13-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy trying to steal her Kia SUV in the 8200 block of South Commercial Avenue. The woman shot the girl in the right shoulder, and the girl was taken to Comer's Children's Hospital, where her condition was stabilized. On Wednesday, police said both teens were charged with 1 felony count of attempt possession of a stolen vehicle and 1 misdemeanor count of criminal property damage. Now, Michelle, the sister of the woman who shot the girl, said the woman works as a security guard and her valid firearm owner's identification card. She has that, okay. This is her sister talking. I'm mad. My sister is in this type of situation, she said. She added her sister caught 2 young kids stealing her car. These kids breaking into her car. They busted out a window. She said her sister acted in self-defense when she fired her gun and grazed the 13-year-old girl. They need to be in school, Thorpe said, and of the 2 teens, they should have been in school. All right, the police took the car in question, Thorpe said, adding it was the 3rd time her sister dealt with people trying to break into a car. So that's the story, young man. And hold on. She's a scared mom whose car constantly getting broke in. Thorpe said that, which is her sister, and the court information for the two teens was not available Wednesday morning. But that's the story, according to what's written. You know.
Okay. Well, I understand that, but where's the self-defense, right?
Right.
That's going to be hard to prove in the court of law, right? Now, we don't know if she perceived that they had a weapon, right? Because you can argue that in court.
Right.
What did she perceive in that moment if she felt like her life was in danger?
Yeah, but sir,
right?
sir, she thrust herself into the line of fire in a sense. Using the safety of your own home or your apartment, you call 911. You call 911. Even, let me tell y'all something, and I think the brothers in law enforcement on here too, you can tell me this. When you call 911, it's about burglar breaking your house. You know what 911 tell you? Go into a room and shut the door and stay on the phone with them. That's what 911 tell you to do. To law enforcement get here. That's what they tell you to do. I'm just saying we have rules, people, and sometimes we don't follow rules. I don't follow rules all the time, so I'm not gonna get on here act like I'm holding it down. I follow every rule and regulations. I understand, people. You take mine, I might want to take you out of here, but it's not worth it. You're looking at kids. I know kids, they can kill people. I call them children. I don't call them kids. I hate to use the word kids, but people, we gotta do better. The brother said it earlier. The very thing that we despise, we become just like it. We become just like it. Okay, 630, you done talking? I got another caller.
Yeah, go ahead, take it.
Okay, 2742. Go ahead, caller. 2742.
I don't think she shot them because she was afraid. I think she shot them because she was tired of people. Like, she was mad. It was out of anger. It wasn't that I was scared, because I'm sure she knew they were kids. But I also believe too, and I could be wrong, that it ain't the first time them kids and took somebody's car.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I think, like, I'm like this. Materialistic things can be replaced, but in the day that's given, you spending a lot of money for things. You got to pay for food, shelter, all these things. Now somebody took what you need to go to work with, and the police, they care, but they really don't care. You know, it was like, okay, you got insurance, whatever like that. That lady shocked them out of anger, because I do believe, like someone said in the article, I guess her sister or some stated that this happened before. And what happens is these kids have no consequence. Does it make it right she shot them? No, absolutely not. But it's consequences to actions we do. That's a child that's doing an adult thing. And I'm not saying it's adult thing, it's a wrong thing to do. They know right from wrong. But see, what happens is if I can get away with it. And what happens is they will get a car, ride around, and it probably crash or whatever, and it's a throwaway to them. But to her, it's something I work for. How I'm supposed to get back and forth to work? How I'm supposed to take my kids to school? How I'm supposed to go to the grocery store? See, all that was taken into account. She shot them out of anger. It wasn't that she was scared. I doubt that. She shot them out of anger, and she tried to kill one of them. And thank God she didn't. But at the same time, I hope that child learned this lesson not to take people's stuff, because if it did, it's going to do it again. And if they're 13 years old, guess what's going to happen? Now, the parent may say she shouldn't have shot them. She absolutely correct. But they'll say, what were you, your 13-year-old child here, taking people's property? So both of them are in the wrong. They are in the wrong. But at the same time, it goes again. We don't know what this lady got on her plate. Her vehicle is her transportation to work. That's how I make my living. So you take away what I make my living. Now I got to figure out how to do this. You don't care because you're 13 years old. You don't have no responsibility. This is your responsibility to take and steal from somebody else. And the child got lucky. They got lucky because they could have lost their life.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what needs to happen is that child and the person who shot them and the mom, all of them need to, when they go to court, they need to have a conversation. Should the child go to jail? No. I think a conversation really needs to be talked to with the mom and the person that shot the child, because they need to have a conversation about what's kind of going on, because that was a fair warning. And that child is blessed to get off with their life. This is a fair warning. Somebody else will take their life and don't see much of it. over materialistic things that can be replaced. And we all know materialistic things can be replaced, but some people feel like, why should I have to replace this? And it wasn't on my own accord. It's from somebody else. This is a child. So this child want to defy a grown person. They don't have respect for authority. So that's my opinion on it.
Okay. All right. We got another caller. Zero.
Hey Martin.
Yeah. Go,
Martin.
Real quick. We got another caller.
Like you just said.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Just like you said, she protected something. Yeah, that's a means of transportation, but the police still took it for however many days or weeks it's going to be. And she might have to pay for it being told. Just like you said, you gotta think. You gotta think.
Yeah. Let me just say this too, people. And I believe I got a gentleman on here from law enforcement. He can back me up on this. Carjacking, armed robbery, retail theft, solicitation, arson. A lot of these crimes are not life sentence crimes. You can bond out. Even some murders, depending if it's second or third degree, you can bond out. You can get out of jail. They're not life sentence. Some of these crimes, they're not selling drugs. You know, it depends the severity of the crime. So when I hear you guys say they letting criminals out, in a court of a law, if you want to be correct, which no black person wrote these laws, you are innocent until proven guilty. Even though we know we got you on camera shooting that person, but in a court of law, you are innocent until proven guilty. So if you get a bond and you get out and do the same thing, you're entitled to a bond, a hearing. They can't take that away from you. So a lot of you sound like some of these white folks. I'm sorry. They're letting all the criminals out. They're letting all the criminals out. Well, these not a lifetime criminal offenses. What I'm saying, somebody knocked somebody. No, hold it. Somebody still on somebody, black their eye. That's not you. I mean, you're gonna be out of jail probably the next day, if not the same day, depending on your criminal history.
That's a misdemeanor.
But I'm just saying, period. A lot of things, even some felonies that you commit, you're gonna be out. You can get caught with a gun. That don't mean you were shooting or robbing somebody. You just could have had it for your own protection, and you're not a legal gun holder. You're going to jail. But that don't mean I got to tell the truth.
They done make.
But hold it. I'm just saying what the law is. We get it confused. You listen. I get that. Listen. They locked up all the gang leaders back in the 2090s. A lot of all the heads get the RICO Act. And guess what? We still got gangs out here. We still got shootings. We still got killings. They locked up a lot of people back in the 90s and the 2000s for selling drugs. Guess what? We still got drug dealers. So we're not going to lock everybody up. We're not going to lock everybody up and get our way out of this. It's not. That's not going to be the only solution. It works, but it's not going to be the only solution. What I'm saying. Do I believe that we should hold people accountable for their actions? Yes. But these laws are on the books already. So people, listen, I'm telling y'all people, when this new state's attorney get in, if she win or Bob Ferrer win, it's going to be a different ball game. I guarantee you that.
Amen.
Listen,
Amen.
I'm not for locking my people up and throwing away the key. I believe in God of a second chance. I believe that. I believe in that. Now, a lot of people, you have property, you want to protect it. Listen, I understand that. Listen, living in the city of Chicago, operating a business in the city of Chicago, that's part of business. It's profits and loss. If you're a landlord, if you rent to people, you might get some slum tenants. Tie your property up. That's part of the business. It happens. We have criminals. Criminals are big business here in the city of Chicago, all around the United States. It's big business, people. People invest in prisons. They invest in these things. It's big money, people. Do you think the police want crime to go away? Do you think these big investors want crime to stop? Come on, people. It's a game. They want crime contained in certain areas. They don't want it in their areas. The man said it the other day out in Oak Forest. We've been living out here 17 years. Ain't nothing never like this happened like that. I was there doing the interview. I showed you guys. 17 years. Nothing never happened. 4 people got shot. 1 died in Oak Forest. And that's an affluent neighborhood. But it can happen. Go ahead, Dr. D, and I'm going to let Marcus go. Go ahead, Doc. I know you want to say something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Marcus, don't get it. My thing is this, Marcus. A lot of people don't live it. Well, I'm going to be nice. These kids out here is out of control. It has been known that Chicago is one of the worst places to raise your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you all know, maybe you all do not know. Maybe you all do not know. When a crime takes place, it happens within seconds. Not minutes, seconds. It's quick. You got to think or you don't think. You just react just like they react. And a lot of them just as scared as you are. And then not only that, let's keep in mind, do you all notice that these kids is wearing a mask all over their face and all you see is their eyes and they wearing hoodies in 80-degree weather? You don't know what they are. So you can't say that person is 13 or 14 years old. Now, if the girl's doing it, I cannot say I haven't seen too many girls wearing masks all over their face just covering their eyes. Mm-hmm. But it's different nowadays. It's not the same as it was back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay. Period. It's different. Now, I'm not saying lock them all up, but they need some help.
Listen, Doc, Bill said it. Now, he didn't pull up receipts, but Bill said her sister said that it was kids that broke on her car before. So now that goes to show you if Bill is correct, I didn't see the video, but if he's correct, he ain't got no reason to lie. That means she know that there was kids breaking into her car. She wouldn't took it on her own mind to shoot them anyway. And like the sister said that, hey, she was just fed up. Anybody would be fed up. Your car keep getting broken in. I'm going to get the next person. So that goes to show you there's a pattern there. If her sister said that it was kids that broke in her car 3 other times, that means she knew they was coming back and they was kids when she shot at them. So hey, that's
good. Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
Let me say this. I don't know if people know this. 2 things. The number 1 car stolen in Illinois and across the country are kids. The state of Florida, less than 2 months ago, said they will not insure any Kia products. The whole state. The whole state. And guess who's about to do it next? Amen. Illinois and Georgia. So now we have to take into account the type of car that's being stolen. Here's the thing, Martin. I agree with you to a point, and I agree with the doctor. We've got to do something different. I agree that we should do more diversionary program, but I'm going to tell you something, and you are not going to hear this. Everything begins on the one. Everything begins at home. Our problem ain't them gangbangers. It's the problem that these gangbangers ain't got fathers. Now, they got great mothers, and I'm not taking nothing from them sisters. My problem is with the brothers. Black men stand up and stand to be counted. Even if you're divorced, if you don't like the woman, you lay down with her, you need to take care of that child. My problem is I can show you with the recidivism rate, I can show you every number you want to see. In the state of Florida, they had a projection less than 5 years ago that said by the year 2025, 90%, listen to this, 90% of the black men in Florida will have records. Now, how do they come to those numbers? And don't give me the 3rd grade stuff, but the fact that they did that in the last 10 years should terrify every one of them.
Okay, Marcus.
Can I say something on that? Sir?
Go ahead.
So can I say something before Marcus says something?
Go ahead.
Sir, does the baby mamas know who the fathers are?
Okay. I can't disagree with that either, sister. I'm sorry.
Okay. Go ahead, Marcus.
No argument.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, I just want to say this, Martin. A lot of people are fed up they work hard for their cars. A lot of people work hard for their cars. It may be a materialistic thing to some people, and you can easily replace it, but your insurance rates go up too. And you lose more than just a car. You lose the stuff that's in the car.
They take that too.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are fed up with nothing being done about these kids. They're being slapped with misdemeanors. They're being slapped on the wrist. The community feeling sorry for them. It's really not about them not having a mother or a father in the house. Some of them want to do it because they're getting a thrill out of it. They're getting away with it. And once you get away with something, I mean, I wish I could walk on a car lot and just grab me a brand new car and not worry about getting thrown in jail. I mean, I would do it all the time. I go take one back, leave it, jump in the new one come out. I wish I could go in the store and just grab what I wanted to grab and walk out the front door and get away with it. They are getting away with it. And the black community needs to quit making excuses for them and start calling a spade for what it is. These kids want to do it. The ones that are not out there doing it, they're the ones that don't want to do it. But these kids want to do it. When we was coming up, we were told that we even got caught riding in a stolen car, we going to jail for a long time. I think it needs to be hard to law. And unfortunately, it's black kids that you see on the news, but it's all of them that are doing it. White kids are doing it too. The Mexicans are doing it too, but it's not being reported. But they are doing it. It's a thrill. And if this country don't wake up and get a hold on this youth, it won't be in America.
Hey, man. Come on, Mark.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
that was I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. We got another caller. Then I'll come back to y'all in the audience. 0426. 04, last four digits.
No, go ahead. 630, Martin. I have to get off and get back on. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, 900. Hot mouth.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's a lot of people on here agreeing with what I said, and I'm still offended by what I said. People work too hard for their stuff, and like that guy who I was debating when he first got on up there saying 13 and 14-year-olds. We was trying to persecute people for what they was doing back then. A lot of 13 and 14-year-olds doing the same thing. I don't know what jungle he grew up in, but I grew up on the west side of Chicago, and I can tell you, when I was growing up in the early 2000s, it wasn't no 13 or 14-year-olds carjacking and stealing people's cars. That was non-existent, sir.
No, not right. Not right. Nope.
Let me finish what I was saying. I'm a lot younger than you, Martin. Okay, so there's already that right there. I'm just saying from my perspective, that was unheard of when I was growing up. So to say that that's a normal thing, that was not a normal thing. That's only really become new.
We don't know where you live at.
Well, I was living on Division and Pulaski.
Okay, they stole cars where I live at all the time. 14, 15-year-olds.
Well, you grew up on the south side, Martin.
Yeah.
You grew up on the south side?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's a different side. But I'm just saying though, people are fed up, and the problem is these kids, they do this stuff, and somebody you was making a case. Well, isn't that what car insurance is for? That's besides the point. Okay, I bet you paying up the wazoo already to pay for insurance on that car, and I hope she only had liability, because if she got full coverage on a Kia, Lord knows she probably paying probably at least $500-600 a month.
No, she ain't paying that much. It's high, but it ain't that much.
Like that officer on here said, or this law enforcement or whoever he is, like he said, a lot of states are starting to drop coverage on these Kia cars because they're a huge liability. And so a lot of people, they're not even able to get coverage on their cars. I'm not even sure how they're able to drive the car if they can't get insured. I don't even know how that's possible. But people are fed up, and she can file a claim through her insurance. If they took the car and they did some stuff to it, all the insurance gonna do, depending on how much is owed and how old the car is, they just gonna total it out. She probably still owed on the car. They're gonna cut her a check. She's gonna have to get a new car. That means a new car payment is gonna be higher. That means it's a whole lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff. It's not that easy.
Let me say this.
It's not that easy. So
let me say 900.
I sympathize with her.
900. Let me say this. Because people fed up, we still got laws to follow. We still got laws. If that's the case, the police can't go around here shooting anybody because somebody called the police the B word or cuss them out. They just can't pull a gun. We got laws to follow. Because listen, get out of y'all. Let us get out of our emotions, people. I'm fed up with it too. I've been carjacked. I'm fed up with it too. Guess what? Blame the white people. They make the rules. Ain't no black people making no rules. Blame the white people.
say blame everybody in Illinois because a lot of people they vote for these politicians who make these soft these soft laws. These people y'all voting in office who are going soft on crime, they're not going hard on crime. These Democrats, and I'm not saying that Republicans are any better, but I'm just saying Chicago has been Democrat run for many years now, and it's not getting nobody anywhere. The laws and policies on the books. How is it that Chicago is a laughing stock? I meet people down here who are afraid. They tell me they don't want to come. They don't even want to come visit Chicago. They're afraid.
But guess what? But let me tell you this, 900. Let me tell you this. 900. Let me tell you 900. This is what you tell them when they say afraid. Listen, we get millions of tourists. We get hundreds of thousands of migrants, and people are investing in Chicago too, putting money in Chicago, buying property in Chicago. So it can't be all that bad. It's just certain areas. So listen, it's not all that bad now. What y'all said is now. So you tell your people that wherever y'all live down south. So listen, people.
Yeah. Look, because you know me, I'm from Chicago. Okay, so I'm never going to. I speak my piece about Chicago all the time, but that's still home for me. I still rep Chicago. I'm still proud to say I'm from Chicago. I ain't like Sarge. Sarge, get on here. He don't want to claim Chicago at all anyway. But no, I'm still proud of where I grew up. But the thing is, the policies that Illinois, Chicago specifically has makes them a laughing stock. And so many people use Chicago as an example of how things are done poorly. And this is an example of how things are done poorly. This is not the first time. These kids are only copying what they see. They thinking, oh, well, I'm 13, 14 years old. I'm gonna get away with it because I know other 13 or 14 year olds. They done did the same thing and got away with it. And if I do get caught, I'm gonna just get out, in a couple of days or a week or whatever. So, if people knew that the laws were not easy, they would take less stupid chances like this. But you got people committing these crimes, no matter how big or small, because they know that it's
but again, 900 again. Stealing a car is not a life sentence. Beating up your girlfriend or beating up your boyfriend is not a life sentence. Burglary is not a life sentence. Some murders is not a life sentence. Okay? Retail theft is not a life sentence. Solicitation, prostitution, whatever, is not a life sentence. These offenses, you can get out of jail when you go. I don't care if you're grown or a teenager. You're going to get out of jail. You're not going to serve the rest of your term in jail. People, understand how the system works. People.
Well, I'm a believer that I think we need to go back to the Stone Ages where, if you got caught stealing, you got your fingers chopped off. Because you know what? As barbaric as it, but no, listen, as barbaric as it may sound,
that's never going to happen.
Listen, I know that.
It's not going to happen.
As barbaric as it may sound, all it would take is a few times where somebody came into the public view and they saw them getting their fingers chopped off for this crime. All it would take is a few people to do it to where everybody else would be like, oh man, I learned my lesson. I'm not even gonna try it because you in the town, everybody is witnessing the punishment. That's a big enough deterrent right there. And as harsh as it may sound, those type of things do work. Those type of things,
Mark,
those type of examples work.
Go ahead, Marcus.
You know what I think needs to happen? That when they catch these kids need to pay. They need to pay for it. Their parents need to pay. You take somebody's car, their parents need to pay. I don't care if they're on public aid or working. They need to pay for the actions that their kids are out here doing. Then they will clamp down on their kids' behavior, and maybe it will stop. But as long as there's a devil that's roaming and invading the souls of people, crime will never come to an end until God ends it ultimately. But in the meantime, the real question is, what do we do? That's one of the solutions. Now, that solution may not work 100%, but when the parents start paying and these kids' privileges are taken away from them, meaning you want to carjack somebody like they do a pedophile, put their face and name all over the state. Put it on the Amber Alert board and let the whole doggone state know that this person will carjack you. publicly humiliate them, because chopping off their fingers, that ain't gonna never happen. That was inhumane when they did it.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
First of all, Chicago is not a laughing stock. The whole United States is a laughing stock. Let's get that right.
No,
Okay,
Chicago
let me have all these people. No, it's not, because Memphis is just, you can't even go to a gas station in Memphis without you getting carjacked or getting shot or killed. And I know that for a fact because I was down there. You cannot do it. So get your facts straight. No, it's not.
Okay.
Chicago is a wonderful city, like Martin said. People are coming here.
It is a laughing stock.
So you don't know.
No,
so you do not know. So you do not know.
Okay.
You do not know.
All right, let us go to the law. Go ahead, my brother.
Martin, can I?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Martin, can I just add something?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Let me just add to this real quick. You made a statement a few minutes ago, but let me give you two examples of what I think we should be looking at. You said that we should be looking at white folks. Now, let me just give you two quick examples. This new law that says you can be released on a cashless bond was done by black legislators.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at the last,
with the help of white people too, they had their hand in it too. So
hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Now you want to let me finish?
Go ahead.
But the leaders of that bill. But let me before I get it. The theft statute went from 350 to 1,000. Retail theft increased that much. So the retailers that left your area, let's say in my area, and you know where I live, CVS, Walgreens, what did they say they left for? Because they had this thing called shrinkage. Shrinkage means theft, because they were not prosecuting to that level. So when they took out the 350 and made it 1,000, what did it say to, and not just the kids, what did it say to the thief? Because I will tell you what Kim Fox said. Kim Fox said, first off, if they have never been charged with a felony, I am not going to charge them, even if you get them at 1,000. So what are you saying? So you took out the 350, you took it to 1,000, and then you wouldn't charge them when they were at 1,000.
Yeah,
so that's problem number one.
Brother, tell them what that means, because a lot of people don't know what that means. Other words, it was at 350. If you could go ahead and explain to it, because a lot of people may not know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but the audience, go ahead. About the 350.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
It used to be that the level that a felony charge would come down would be you had to have $350,000. I mean $350. I'm sorry, $350 of merchandise or whatever.
Right.
And you had to go past. But here's the other thing: you had to go past the retail counter, which means you had to go past the checkout. If you had it on, you walk around the store, you can't get arrested. In theory, you could say, I'm putting it back. I'm just looking at it. So Kim Fox and some of the black legislators under the Safety Act took it from 350 to 1,000. Okay, cool.
Now hold it. They did that. Hold on, brother. I ain't gonna let you lie. Now they did that before the Safety Act came out. They did that. The 350 retail theft. They did that before the Safety Act came out, was aggravated. Okay. All right.
It did. But the Safety Act, let's deal with the 350 first. So when the theft charge went up, again, understand, she said, well, if they've never had a charge, I'm not going to charge them now. So even if you caught them with 1,000, you're still not getting a felony charges. So that meant that the career criminals, which I'll admit it, I know a few of them, and they were pretty good. They were having a field day because they're not getting charged no way. Now, we put into the mix these new immigrants coming in. You think these guys don't know what our criminal statutes are? You got to be out your mind. If you don't believe, people, that some of these crimes being committed aren't being done by these this group of people, we've already proven MS-13 is here. The cartel is rolling in. I've had policemen, I've had even dope dealers said, these guys they're not only organized, they're coming in with phones. Now, wait a minute, we're talking about a group of people that are supposed to come in here seeking asylum. They got nothing. Well, That's not true. And the problem is that the people in control ain't telling you the truth either. And that's why I'm glad we got Martin, because you can at least hear some of it, because somebody ain't telling you none of it. But now let's go to this cashless bail thing. In the last 4 major incidents, all the offenders were out on a cashless bail. I'll leave it at that. Now you tell me who pushed that under the safety bill.
Yeah,
under the Safety Act.
Blacks and whites, both of them. JB Prister signed off on it. Yeah.
Look, you can use JB's name all you want. Yeah. That is not true. He did sign off, but who were the sponsors of that bill?
Democrats.
Which
man?
Democrats are responsible of that bill, and that bill, that Safety Act. Listen, now from what I was told, is supposedly to make the playing field level, where a rich person could bond out and a poor person couldn't. So in this case, it makes everybody even. That was one of the reasons that they was telling us they made the Safety Act. I'm just telling you what they said, people. And I know it's flawed. It got some things to it. You know, I understand. So I'm not going to get on here and defend the Safety Act like that. I'm not going to do that. But it does have some good points, and it does have some stuff that's probably don't need to be there. But that's a whole nother discussion and topic. I'm going to bring the prosecutor back for that. So he can explain all that line per line.
I'll be back for that one.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to bring it back because he told me he's going to come back. The head prosecutor said that he's going to come back for that, and we were going to talk about that. So we definitely want that because I understand, like, especially law enforcement. The law enforcement really don't like it. They understand because they working and they getting right out. Now, I tell you what I witnessed. I was on 60th and Cottage Grove today inside of Jules. So on my way in, it was this older guy walking out with some detergent. And the security stopped and just took and just let him walk on out because they know he was trying to steal. They didn't even try to do no paperwork or call the police or anything because they know it's not worth it. And the same way with the migrants. The migrants come in there, they steal, and they call the police. The police don't come until 2 hours later. They just let them walk out, let them take the merchandise and just let them tell them don't come back and stuff like that. So it's a lot going on, people. It really is a lot going on. And we live in a political society. Crime pays, people. It don't pay for the criminal, but it pays for those that higher up that making money in it. Because just think about it, people. In the county jail, you got contractors. You got contractors that sell underwear, T-shirts. You got contractors that sell candy. You got contractors that sell cell phone cards. You got all different types of You, as a person, if you go to the county jail, you can't send no underwear in there. They have to buy it. You can't bring your person, your loved one, or whoever, some candy. They have to buy it. So all these things, this is about a money grab too as well, people. It's a money grab, period. Crime pays. Just think, if crime drops, we'll just say 50% here in the city of Chicago. I mean, the carjackings go down, the murders go down, the retail theft go down, the domestic violence go down, the solicitation, the arson. Just say everything dropped 50%. What do you think going to happen? They're going to start laying off officers. They're going to find it some way. It's going to lay them off. You know, they're going to lay them off. People, it's a money grab. Listen, they don't want to stop crime, especially in the black community. Them cameras that you see, them park cameras in there, those cameras is not to deter crime. It's to study crime. They study. A lot of time, you've heard them say, hey, that camera wasn't working that day. Now, you got millions of dollars invested in these cameras. Should not one camera not be working, period. But guess what? Them cameras, them speed cameras and the red light cameras, man, they always on point. You never hear about them going down. Never. Let somebody run into the pole and knock it over or something, but they keep the maintenance up on them cameras because that's a revenue grab. It's a revenue grab.
Why don't somebody shoot those cameras? All the shooting they do. Why don't somebody shoot these cameras? Shoot them.
Oh, wow.
Shoot them. I'm serious. I support that. support that. I approve this message.
You violent. I thought you was for peace.
Martin, don't you know that those speeding cameras and those red light cameras, they were founded on a bribery, and it's already been proven. And I've seen it with my own eyes, Martin, that even a biker will trigger that red light camera. I've seen it with my own eyes. If a biker runs that red light, it'll trigger the light. And it's already been proven that the yellow light, where those red light cameras are, it was proven a couple years ago that it's like a couple seconds slower, a couple seconds faster than it should be in order to catch people. So that's why I say Illinois is so corrupt.
Oh yeah,
and that's why I'm glad down here we don't have those type of cameras. I'm so happy.
Yeah. She's talking about the people. I was on Mark Wallace's show, and the yellow light's supposed to be at least 4 seconds, and the city of Chicago hit them at like 3.6, 3.8, like that. So anything after that,
2.5.
Was it 2.5?
Go to California.
Yeah. So
go to California. Go to California then. Go to California. Trust me. Go to California. They red light violations is $350, and that's where you think Chicago got it from? California. They had them same cameras. And they charge some people $350.
Well, you know, in California, it's a little bit more pricey. Even their gas is like $6 and $7 too as well. So our gas is at $4 here, $3. You might top at $5 depending on what time of day it is, weekend or something like that. So listen, I guarantee, let me just go out on a limb. If that white woman get inside the state's attorney, which I believe she probably will be, it's going to be a new ball game for y'all black brothers. I'm telling you, you're going to wish you had Fox up in there, because she's going to change a whole lot of stuff. Certain things she ain't ready to change, but she can work with that $1,000 and bring it down to $350. That's a felony. When you, black man or young man, if you're listening to me, if you get a felony, you're doomed. You're doomed. And they love putting felonies on black young men, because by you having a felony, is so many opportunities that you cannot participate in. And some of them are jobs, and some places you cannot work with a felony, period. I'm telling you, whatever you do, don't get no felony, because if you do, you're going to be doomed. Go ahead, Doctor.
No, Mark, you got to clear that up. Don't get a felony conviction.
Yeah, that's true.
Amen.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, that's true. That's right, Doc. That's right. Felony conviction.
And let me just say that. Let me just tell the listeners out there. There's a book called Pleading Out. It's written by a defense attorney, and I've actually called him, and maybe we'll talk afterwards.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get him on the show one day.
Okay.
But he talks about why you should not cop a plea. Now, I'm in law enforcement, and I'm telling you, the book is right on the money. So I would suggest everyone get a copy of that book and understand it, why it's so important. Now, let's be correct.
What's it called?
It's called Pleading Out. Pleading Out, I believe, it's by Dan Cannon, I believe. He is a law professor down in Kentucky right now. A great dude. He'll talk to us and then give him a point. But it talks about how that policy came into being in the early 1700s. People don't understand it. Are there some people that should be in jail? We all know there are. But there are some people that don't get the representation they deserve or that they can afford. So I agree with some parts of the Safety Act, and a whole bunch I don't, but that's a topic for another day. But I would suggest everybody take a look at that book. And Martin, anytime, we'll set him up and we'll give him a call.
Okay, let me know.
Martin, you know what? He is absolutely correct, because I've heard about these plea deals. They really do target the poor and uninformed with these plea deals, because they make it seem like, hey, if you don't take this plea deal, it's gonna be an automatic 100 to life, whatever. But if you take this plea deal, you can only get 20. And they prey on people like that, because the lawyers, they want to prevent you from going to trial. No, make these people go to full trial, get a jury, all this stuff. Make these people work for it. Don't take the easy way out. So he's absolutely correct, and I'm going to look that book up, because I've been curious about that, because I've heard a lot about it, and there's a lot of corruption that goes on in the justice system when you are uninformed, and they know that you're uninformed, and they take full advantage of that. And this is why you should know your rights in the courtroom, outside of the courtroom, when the police officer pulls you over. I ain't talking about some hearsay that you know some YouTuber said somewhere. No, actually study. Get some books written by former judges or police officers and study this stuff so you can know your rights. Because I've been in a courtroom myself, not for nothing criminal, but for suing people. And you have to come in there and know your stuff. You got to come with facts and evidence. You got to have things in writing. It's not enough to say, oh, this person said this person said that. In the court of law, if it's not tangible, if it's not written down on paper or certified letter, it doesn't exist.
Right.
And
doesn't exist.
he doesn't exist.
I got a question.
He's absolutely right. That plea deal stuff.
I got a question to the professor on here that works in law enforcement. Why is it the term used black on black crime, and you don't ever hear the term white on white crime, Mexican on Mexican crime, or Asian on Asian? You only hear it when it comes to black folks. Why is that? Why is that? Maybe could somebody answer that for me, please?
Because it's true.
Oh, girl, get out of here. You sick. You sick. Get up out of here.
It's true.
Get out of here.
Come on, Martin.
So you tell them white folks don't commit crime against each other.
Not at the rate that black folks do.
Oh, hold it. But why is it they don't never use that term? Why they never use that term? Because what?
Here's why. Because
you're not white, so you don't even know. You wouldn't know.
It's not as prevalent.
You're not white. Girl, you sick.
It's not as prevalent in
Doc,
their community as it is in the black community.
Mr. Professor, you hear talking like that. You hear talk. She don't know what she talking about. Now she going back. That's the barbershop. No, he don't agree with that. Trust me. He knows about these statistics. He knows about. You need to Google. You need to Google some crimes. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Google.
Come on, Mark.
Yeah.
You know I'm right.
Yeah, no, you're not right. You're not right. You just got out of that.
Serial killers. The most serial killers, as the professor will agree with me, are white folks, and the most ones that went into a school shooting are white folks. Now, give me statistics on how many school shootings inside of a school that somebody done walked into a Chicago public school and shot it up. I'll sit here and wait, but not that long. None. You ain't never heard of no Chicago schools, not suburbs, Chicago schools. Somebody walking in there and shooting up 10 and 15, 20 kids. That's done in Caucasian schools.
Well, can I answer that real quick?
Go ahead, Professor.
Well, thank you for that title. But let me just say that there's two things to stop that so far. First off, the difference in the way that we police, number one. Number two, our schools had uniformed officers. I was one. Mm-hmm. And the way that we used to work was that we knew our schools. If you came to my school, I was at Bogan and I was at Harper. In fact, I got into a shootout at Harper. But if you came to my schools, I knew who you were. Most of these officers were good, great officers, contrary to what you see on the YouTubers. Most of the guys and women that were assigned to schools knew their students. So if you came in and acted like a fool, you got handed your lunch. You got what you deserve. I've taken pistols out of schools. I've taken all kinds of stuff out of school. But it was based upon two things, not only just me, but my parents I worked with and even the students. And let me give some praise to them too, because they don't get enough of it. A lot of these kids are not as bad as they are made out to be, if that makes sense.
Tell the truth.
A lot of these kids really want somebody to talk to and acknowledge their existence. Every day I stood at my door and I said, hello, good morning to every one of those suckers I could. I went to the rooms. I even went to their homes. And I would say that happened in 80% of our schools. So I would say the difference is, again, the way we police, where our society is, and the fact that, believe it or not, we do have a community. We do not allow that much foolishness like what happened in these other places. Plus, the response is going to be quicker. Well, you're going to get your lunch handed to you here. And here's the thing. All those schools if you go back and look at them, they had what was known as resource officers. They were unarmed. CPD was in these schools until they were removed, but every CPD officer had a weapon. So think about that. What criminal is going to come up against another gun? They ain't stupid. And again, if you go look at the statistics, there's a book out by 2 professors on how to stop violence in the schools. Again, I've got that. We can talk about that. And all of them say the same thing. All the school resource officers were unarmed. So for when our mayor says, pull these guys out, I think that was a dumb thing to do, because now what have you done? You could potentially open the door, open Pandora's box by telling people, hey, even these kids don't have any protection. But I tell you what, Catholic schools got them. Catholic schools got off-duty officers at every place. You may not see them, but they're there.
The city colleges got them too, off duties.
Yeah, because people pay tuition for those Catholic schools.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they pay tuition or not.
Public schools are free.
No. One was mandated to pull them out by public concern, which was dumb. If you had a problem in one place, you know, just because one kid has a sickness, you don't treat everybody else for it. So if that one school had a problem, deal with that school, but you don't pull them out of every school.
I agree.
That's what's happening.
I agree.
Hey, I want to ask you about this book because I see it on Amazon. Dan Cannon. Do you know this author?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, is he who is he? Because he's a former officer or?
Former defense attorney.
Oh, he is. Okay.
He's a defense attorney.
Read it.
Excuse me. I'm asking him. I'm asking about the author. I'm looking at the book. I'm looking at the book right here on Amazon.
All right, now that's enough. Let me get back to my program. Enough talking. We get ready to get out of here. We've been on here 2 hours. All right, we ain't gonna make this show about this other live, uncut, unedited people. I appreciate you, all my wonderful panel. I appreciate you guys. You have been great tonight. You know, hey, listen, I appreciate all of you guys. And those that's in the messenger, I appreciate you as well. This has been a great show, and always stress when you train or teach someone, you teach them the right way. Now, whatever they do with it, that's on them. It's a golden rule that we used to have when we was in the street. We teach those that don't know, and we discipline those that do know. So I'm with that. That's what I brought that from the street to right here to us. And that's what you do. You know, you teach those that don't know, and you discipline those that do know. There's no excuse. And right here, that's why we can tell the truth and shame the devil. We're going to tell you the right thing to do. Sometimes we make it painful for doing the right thing, but it is always the right thing to do the right thing. Thank y'all so much. Y'all already know what it is. What is it?
Live.
What?
Uncut.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
And Shane.
Thank you, Manhunter. Thank you, guys.
I love being black.
All right.
I love being